Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put your classroom observation into a Google slide so that you can turn it in for this class. I have created a template for you to use. You are free to change the template if you would like, but I would suggest that you keep the overall format the same and just maybe work on the pictures or the colors if you would like to. It's not required at all. You can just leave it just like this if you want to. Either way is fine with me. So on the first page, first slide, I would like for you to go ahead and type your name. And then you can go to the next slide. And on the next slide, all I did was put a link to the rubric. And you're going to need this rubric link. So I would go ahead while I'm doing this and just go ahead and open this up. And that way you will have it open and ready to go. And you'll be able to look at each of the different levels or areas of the rubric, the criteria of the rubric, and it will help you to figure out how to write your reflection. When you go to the next slide, you'll just add a link to your lesson plan that you used, and this can be saved in Google Docs or whatever other program that you want, as long as you can get it to me and share it with me. If you save it in Google Docs or in Word 365 or something like that, I do want you to make it so that I am an editor. That way I will be able to make any comments or anything right into the lesson plan to help you out. The next parts of the presentation in the slides have at the top each of the standards, the overall standard name. These are the PGES standards that when you become a teacher, most likely you'll be evaluated when you have observations in your class. So we are trying to get you all used to using these standards now so that you'll understand what they mean. You'll be taking the video that you make and you'll be putting it on YouTube, and you'll fix it so that the YouTube video can be seen by people who have the link. Okay, that way people aren't just going to come up and find it. Now you could also put this on Google Drive if you want, and not to put it on YouTube. That is perfectly okay with me as well. You just have to be able to get to it so that you can put it on this presentation. So anyhow, when I go and look at the rubric for the observation, we're looking at 2A here, and for 2A, so this is exemplary, accomplished, developing, and ineffective. What we're shooting for here is either a 2 or a 3. We typically try to live in the 3s and visit the 2s and the 4s. Since you are, though, beginner teachers, a 2 is not going to be terrible. And many times you'll get either between a 2 or a 3. Getting a 4 is something that typically real experienced teachers will get. Sometimes you might get a 4 on something, and that'd be awesome. A 1 is something that we need to really talk about. If I scored you a 1, we'd probably want to talk about that. So anyhow, I'm hoping for 2s and 3s here. So if you'll notice, let's just shoot for the 3 in this particular one. This is creating an environment of respect and rapport. And so if you read through these, you'll see that the teacher-student interactions are friendly and demonstrate general caring and respect. They are appropriate to the ages of the students. And the students in the class exhibit respect for the teacher. Interactions among students are generally polite and respectful. And the teacher responds successfully to disrespectful behavior among students. The net result of the interactions is polite and respectful, but impersonal. Okay? So there's 3 areas here, but you don't have to get the score on all 3 areas or to demonstrate all 3 areas. If you can demonstrate 2 of these areas, then you can score yourself at accomplished. If you can't, then I would come back over here and see if you think that it's more of a 2, a developing. If you have 1 or 2 that are developing, or the most of the time, what you're seeing is developing, and just every now and then you see it accomplished, then you might score yourself developing. It doesn't, it's not going to hurt your grade in either way. You want to be honest when you and look at yourself, you know, while you're watching your video of yourself. You want to really look critically at what you're doing, because the purpose here is to improve. Okay, it's not to get a grade, it's to improve your abilities. Okay, so let's pretend like that you think that after watching your video, you have found an example of how you can demonstrate that you were a 3, accomplished on this. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to write a short reflection. So here's my little short reflection. I'm speaking to the students at an appropriate age level, and I'm equally calling on students to respond to questions. At the beginning of the video, I thanked a student for correcting an error I had made. The student showed that they respected me through their attentiveness and responses to the questions I asked. I should get a 3 in 2A. So then you need to put where in the video that is demonstrated. So first thing I did is found it in the video, and the place where I found in this particular video was at between 0 3 seconds through 4 minutes and 34 seconds, and it doesn't have to be this long. It can be a minute. You know, it could be 5 minutes. I mean, it's just whatever you think you need to show me that demonstrates what you wrote here. So now we've got to put the video in. So this video was on YouTube. So to put this in, I'm going to go to Insert, Video. If you get this error, sometimes I get it, this error. If it doesn't go away, you can right-click and hit Reload, and then it'll basically take your slides back to the beginning. Yeah, it'll bring this slide up and try it again, and that'll usually work for me. I don't know why that error comes up sometimes, but this is where you ultimately want to get, is the insert video. And I'm just going to paste in that link. Now, we're going to pretend like this is a link of you teaching. Okay, this is obviously not a link of me teaching either. Found this on YouTube, but once again, you're going to put your link on YouTube, and then you'll be able to do the search. Or you could put it on Google Drive and then connect right to Google Drive. So I'm going to hit search. It brings up this lesson, and I'm going to hit select, and it puts the video in here. And then I said I wanted to start the video at 0.03 seconds, and so I'm going to go here, and we'll start at 0.03, and I want to end it at 4:34. And by doing that, now when I'm watching your video here, it won't start at the very beginning. It'll start 3 seconds 3 seconds in, and it'll continue playing for about 4 minutes 34 seconds, and then it'll quit. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. So that's how you would create each slide. Now let's say that you needed more than one video. So I'm going to go to the next slide and just pretend like I needed to have 2 videos here, because maybe I demonstrated part of this in one of the videos and part of it in another part of the video. You can do that. You can go back to Insert, Video, and I'm just going to stick that same URL in here. And I'm going to hit search and do exactly what I did before. It's my same video. But this time I'm just going to make it smaller. And then I'm going to, if you put your mouse here and you grab the whole thing together, I can copy that whole thing. I can paste it in again, move it around so that you can see it. So let me just do a little bit more here. I just want to make sure I can see everything. Now, so let's say, and you can arrange this any way you want. Doesn't matter to me, you know. however you make it look good, play around with it. And so let's pretend like for this particular standard, my start time was 5 minutes or 5:01. Let's just even be real precise. And my end time was 6 minutes. But then I had a second example, and my second example started at 15 minutes in and ended at 17 minutes. Okay, so I can now click on this video here, and once again, exactly what I did before. I can put in 5:01 here. I can put in 6 here. And then here I can put in, click on that video, put in 15, just put it right there. And I can put in 17 here. And that's all you've got to do, and you can add more than one video here. Of course, you would still click here to add your reflection. And so you'll fill out each screen, and when you're finished, you will go into share, and you will share this with me, and you will share it with me, and you'll put me as an editor. And making me an editor means I can add comments. And that's how you will create this observation Google Slides for this class.